Hey everyone, what is going on? So we're gonna go ahead and talk about Go Stadium's Cliffhanger format for September, and this is the cup that we are most likely going to be doing until season 2 begins in October, because there's nothing really going on in September. So you could basically create your own cup. You could do an older cup, you could do a mirror cup, you could do the Go Stadium Cliffhanger cup if you want to. So let's go ahead and dive right into it and see what it says and what it's all about. So it says Cliffhanger, a 4-tier format with point-based roster construction. So it says you have 17 points to spend as you build your team of any 6 Pokemon, but be careful not to go over the edge. Great League only, no duplicates. So we have 17 points and we have a list of Pokemon we can use and how many points it takes. So it says for Tier 0 or T0, 9 points, which consists of Altaria, Azumel, Defense Deoxys, Medicham, and Skarmory. So right off the bat, I could see we could only pick one of these if we want to. We don't have to pick any of them, but we can only pick one because 2 of them would equal up to 18 points, and then that would just be too much. Can't do it. So, which one would I pick for this? Well, right off the bat, I know already that I would pick the Defense Form Deoxys. Now, why would I pick that? Well, first and foremost, I'm sick and tired of Medicham, Skarmory, and Azumel. Aren't you guys? I mean, that must be tiring to see all the time in every video and every format. It must be tiring seeing your opponent use it. Maybe you're tired of using it yourself. Altaria, I guess, is the same as well, although I don't think I really use that much since probably the Kingdom Cup. I mean, it's been good in regionals. It was good in other cups, I guess, but I haven't really used it much. But either way, I guess a little tired of that as well. And I've certainly never used the Defense Deoxys, so I will be using Defense Deoxys in my tournament, no doubt about it. Now, I don't know what my exact team is going to be. I will start covering battles of this format, and then we'll see what team I ultimately end up using. But I know Defense Deoxys will be on the team for sure. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, just because, as I said, tired of the other ones. Sorry for the people that love using them, but I like using them too. It's just tiring, after a while. We want to change of pace. So for September, Defense Deoxys will be on my team. So that is the Pokemon I'll be using, so 9 points for that. And then it says T1, 5 points. So if we pick a T0, we can only pick one T1 or Tier 1 for 5 points. So we have Bastiodon, Bronzong, Cresselia, Hypno, Ivysaur, Jirachi, Meganium, Melmetal, Probopass, Swampert, Tropius, and Venusaur. So looking at this list, I'd probably go with, it depends on the roster and what other Pokemon I do decide to use, but either Swampert, Tropius, or Venusaur. I would probably go with one of them. I might decide not to go with anything from this tier, from Tier 1, but if I were to pick one, it would probably be that, but I'd have to go over the rest of my team. So we're getting into Tier 2, which is 1 point each. So we have Clefable, Fortress, Gallade, Haunter, Lantern, Lapras, Lucario, Lugia, Magneton, Magnezone, Mew, Alolan Muck, Noctowl, Quagsire, Sableye, Skuntank, Steelix, Toxicroak, Umbreon, Victreebel, Vigoroth, Wishcash, Wigglytuff, and Trash Wormadam. So which one would I pick from Tier 2? Well, I'd pick a few of them, I'd pick several of them probably. Really liking the Lantern, really liking Sableye and Clefable. I'm not sure if I would definitely have those 3, but those 3 are the 3 I'm liking. And then it says for Tier 3, 0 points, so you could have unlimited amount, not unlimited, you can only have 6 Pokemon, but you could pick. You're not going to go over as long as you pick any Pokemon that are not included in Tier 0, Tier 1, and Tier 2. So let me know what you think of the format, and definitely let me know what team you would go with and what team you want to see me use, because just because I'm using Defense Deoxys on my actual team doesn't mean I won't practice with some of the others. I might try and practice with some of the others, although most of the videos will probably be Defense Deoxys, and then I'll just try different teams based on Tier 1s and Tier 2s. Even though I said I like Swampert, Tropius, and Venusaur, I might try Jirachi on a team. I might try Bastiodon at Bronzong. Unfortunately, I do not have a Cresselia for the Great League. I've traded so many Cresselia with jokes, and I was just not able to get one, and neither was he. We were not able to get one for the Great League, so we don't have that. So Cresselia is out off the bat just because I do not have one. even though I really wish I did. But, I do want to try Melmetal and Meganium as well. Could be fun using that. Hypno with the elemental punches could be fun to use again. As for tier 2, as I said, I'm liking the Lantern and I'm liking the Sableye. Umbreon, I would definitely probably really like if I had one with Last Resort, but unfortunately I do not. So Umbreon is probably going to sit this one out unless if I'm able to trade for it. But Clefable is a good one. Going through the list, Alolan Muck could be nice. I do have a Lugia, so maybe we'll try out Lugia for this cup. I'm not too sure. I'll probably try it out, even if I ultimately don't end up using it, just because at the end of the day, it is a Lugia, and you do have to trade for it in order to get one for the Great League, and I happened to get that. Unlike Cresselia, I did get a Lugia, so we might try that. My Mew is still for the Great League, but I'm not going to bother trying to get a different move set on it, Vigoroth, maybe. Quagsire is always a good one, so if I don't go Swampert from tier 1, I might consider Quagsire, but it depends because, as I said, I like the Lantern, so I also like Lapras, but I don't want too many water Pokemon, so I guess we'll have to see. We're going to construct a few different teams, and we're going to be battling Chokes, we're going to be battling Trexner, I'll battle Shagnus, I'm sure. Whoever else is doing this, so if we're friends, if you're on my friend list and you plan on doing this cup, even if you plan on not doing it, but you still want to help out and be in a video, totally appreciate it. You can construct a team with this format, and definitely let me know in the comments down below what team you would go with. As for the tier 3, for the 0 points, I'd really have to go over the Pokemon and go over what Pokemon I have and see what is available, because there could still be some really good ones for tier 3 that are not included in this list. I just personally haven't really thought about it too much. But I would have to see. But yeah, this is a really solid one. It was either going to be this cup that we did or the Safari Cup, which is going to be in Montreal for the Safari Zone. But since this was released by Go Stadium, we'll probably do this just because it is kind of unique. And it's looking pretty cool. So, yeah, a lot of people in my Discord said they really liked it. So I think this is the one we will be going with. Nothing confirmed yet, but even if we don't go with it, I'll still practice with it in videos. But I'm sure a lot of people will probably be going with this one. By the way, I will leave a link to Go Stadium's Twitter account as well as their YouTube channel in the description down below. If you want to go check them out, shout out to them for making such an awesome format. So I don't even want to call it a cup, because it's not like it's called the Cliffhanger Cup, but it's a format that is really unique, and you could, in a sense, change things up. For the following months, you could do like a different tier system or something. So it's really cool, and it could make unique formats, and I'm all for it. Definitely looking forward to this. But let's see what Pokemon I might want to consider so far. So as I said, Defense DX is 9 points, and then we have, let's say, Venusaur, so that would be 14 points, and then Lantern is 15, then we have Sableye 16, then we have Clefable 17, so that is 5 Pokemon. So then I would have to pick one from the tier 3 for 0 points. So if you do one for 9, one in the tier 0 and one in the tier 5, you will at least, at the minimum, have to pick one from tier 3. So, I mean, it all depends. You might opt to not go with any from tier 0 and just go with 2 from tier 1 and then a few from tier 2 and then maybe a couple from tier 3. You could do that as well. I think most people will probably pick one from tier 0. But we'll see. But it's kind of good, because even if people pick like Medicham or Skarmory, they can't have both like in the Boulder Cup. So that's really exciting for me. That's really good for me. I really like that, because we did win the Boulder Cup, we did win the Mirror Cup in the Boulder Cup, but it was still annoying to see Medicham and Skarmory. Again, guys, I'm sorry, but I don't know how many of you agree with me on that or feel the same way as I do, but that's how I feel. So as I said, Defense Deoxys will 100% be on a team. I'm just not sure on the following Pokemon, but probably a mix. A few of the ones that I had already mentioned will probably make the team. But yeah, some really interesting choices. If you want to save some points, you don't need to go with that Venusaur Tropius. You could go with like the Victreebel from tier 2 instead. So you can make some cuts and pick, even if you don't feel like it's the best grass type or the best water type, you could pick that from the lower tier and then you could just pick a different Pokemon from one of the higher tiers. So that's also an option for you. It's, I was talking to a couple people. They said they have a few teams or a few ideas that ready to go. So as do I have a couple teams in mind. I didn't build anything yet, but I do have a couple teams in mind. But I don't know if I mentioned it already in this video, but I did just purchase that second move on Defense Deoxys. So, as I said, never used it before. Not even practice games, I don't think. Unless if you guys can call my bluff and tell me that, no, I did use it, but I know I didn't have a secondary move on it until just now. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, so that is going to conclude this video, guys. And I will see you in the next one where we probably have some battles with the Cliffhanger format. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this one, guys. See you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.